Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all good. So we've got a brand new pedal from Walrus Audio. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I've done videos with these guys for quite a few years. Absolutely love Walrus Audio. They're such awesome people. They make great looking and sounding pedals, and I'm always inspired when I plug into one. Every time I've played one of their pedals, I feel like inspired to write music, and that's the most important thing for me. So I expect this to be exactly the same. In this video, we are looking at the brand new Julianna, which is a stereo chorus vibrato pedal. Now, if you know anything about Walrus, you'll know they had a pedal before this called the Julia. Well, this is a continuation of that with a couple of extra features. The first one being very obvious, which is that this is stereo. So we've got stereo ins and outs on the pedal. Today I'm running mono in, but stereo out. So we are using a dual amp rig to get the most out of this pedal. But the main differences aside from that are that we've got an extra foot switch. So we've got a tap tempo foot switch now on top of a toggle switch, which allows us to change the time division between a quarter note triplet and eighth note. Other than that, the controls are very much the same. We've got the rate, depth, lag, and then we've got the DCV control, all of which I will explain now. So rate and depth are obvious, but lag is a really cool control, and the lag knob lets you set the center delay time that the LFO modulates around, from smooth tight modulation at lower settings to noisy and nauseating detune at maximum. Some of you have probably guessed, but I do have a leaflet with some information on how the pedal works. Anyway, so that's the lag control, but now we've got the DCV blend, which if you've got the first Julia, you'll know what that does, but essentially the DCV knob sets the ratio of dry to wet signal through the mono channel of the Julianna. The cool thing there is that obviously at 12 o'clock you get the sort of conventional sort of chorus sound, and as you bring it round clockwise you go into the vibrato mode. But what's cool is that anywhere in between any of that, it really does just shift around and you can get some really, really cool sounds. So that is a very cool control. It really does change the overall feel and sound of this pedal. So yeah, it's very, very good control there. We've also got the three-way shape switch, which is really cool because you can move between a sine wave, you can move between a triangle or random, so you can get some really weird, just crazy sounding vibrato and chorus effects. Basically, this pedal is going to do you conventional, but then the very much unconventional, which is the thing I love most about what Walrus do. So those are the main controls, the main functions of the pedal, but there is a secondary function called drift, and I got a little bit of notes on this, but the secondary function of the depth knob sets the amount of drift applied to the LFO. The drift feature of the Julianna gently speeds up and slows down the current rate of the LFO based on the amount of drift applied. It's like a little robot inside your pedal moving the rate knob up and down. Lower settings offer a small amount of drift while higher settings are more dramatic. To turn this on, all you have to do is hold down the bypass switch with the pedal engaged and turn the depth knob to the desired setting. So it's a nice little secondary function that they include, and they've done that in other pedals as well, but I'll show you how that all works. In terms of signal chain in the rig, I'm running my guitars in, splitting to stereo into the front of the VX100 from Victory and the Soldano SLO100. So we're going to get some really, really nice tones. Any reverb and delay you're hearing are coming from the Apollo X8P interface. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, let's start. So I've got my guitar going into like a crunch between the two amps. I just like the way that sounds. So this is the sound of the guitar straight in. Right, let's engage Julianna. So immediately you can hear the effect. I love that stereo, the vibe that's going on already. But at the minute, shape function is in sine wave. We're not going to worry about the division switch right now. But I put depth at halfway. Now listen to what happens when we start engaging the lag. It sounds great. So the lag is super effective. So next up, let's mess with the DCV control so you can kind of hear what goes on. Taking the lag down and turning the depth up so you can really hear it. So now we're at noon, we're in the world of, I guess, traditional chorus. Yeah, I'm kind of getting lost in it. It's a really, really nice vibe, essentially. But anyway, next thing I'll do real quick is just take us over into the vibrato mode. So I'm taking the lag back down, putting the depth up so you can kind of hear. So you can really notice the difference between vibrato and chorus. The thing that I like about this pedal is I'm immediately like just in a different headspace. You know, I generally speaking, choruses and vibratos and stuff like that, I've never used in a kind of more conventional setting. Just haven't ever really done that. When I find pedals like this, they immediately take me to your grungy, incubus-y, like 90s, you know, there's a like Radiohead, early Radiohead. Like I get loads of vibes like that out of pedals like this. And that's all I'm about when it comes to this stuff. So if you come here for traditional chorus and vibrato tones, you might be disappointed. We're going to get a little bit more experimental here, but I'm loving this pedal so far. So let me give you a demonstration of the shape switch so you can hear the difference in sound. For this, I'm going to go to vibrato, put a little bit of lag in, depth on full, and the rate kind of, I guess, a little bit conservative, a little slower so you can kind of hear it, and then we'll move between all the different ones. So this is sine wave. It's quite a smooth kind of vibe, and then you can kind of hear as I turn the lag up there, it's a little more drastic. See how the sine wave's a bit smoother? And now we're back on triangle. And now we're going to go to random. So you get the idea there. There is tons of stuff you can do with that. I really like the random mode because I'll demonstrate later on in the video. So let me demonstrate the drift control. That's the secondary function of the depth. So in order to access it, you have to hold down the bypass switch, and it's currently all the way off. So let me turn it up. So I'm going to hold down the bypass switch, put it at, let's say, 3 o'clock. So there's a lot. Bring the depth in so you can really hear it. And now essentially the rate is being automated. So here you go. So that would be the drift control. As you could hear with the sustained chord, it was speeding up and slowing down. And that kind of concludes all the different features of the pedal in terms of the sounds that they produce. But really where this pedal comes into its own is when you start using it within context, so like writing song sections and getting different sort of vibes out of it. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to use a bunch of different guitars and just try come up with cool sounds that demonstrate the kind of inspiration and vibe behind this pedal. So yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, well that about sums up the Walrus Audio Julianna. I love the stereo nature of this pedal, like hearing it, the way it separated the two amplifiers, like when you turn it on, was really nice. And one of my favorite features, I think, is when you put it in random mode on the shape, you put the lag on full, and then you can either use the rate in the drift mode or just have it kind of lowish, and then you can really mess with the blend. And on a Strat neck pickup, you can get these really nice kind of dulcet, melancholic kind of vibes. I really like that. It's a really moody pedal. That's the thing I like the most about it, is instant vibes, instant creativity. I can just start writing some song sections, and I know where I can hear this in some of the music that I've been writing at the moment. So yeah, inspiration machine once again. Walrus Audio always managed to do it. They always pack something into the pedal that immediately makes me go, yeah, that'll work in that song, or that'll work for that section. And to be honest, that's an invaluable thing that they are able to do so easily, so effortlessly with all their pedals. So I really appreciate it, and I think this is a fantastic addition. If you're looking for an inspiring kind of sound, something a little bit different that, you know, references a classic effect but then just takes that into the weird world, then yeah, absolutely check out the Julianna. And the fact it's stereo is the icing on the cake. So yeah, really impressed. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about the Julianna, and of course I will link it in the description box. But as always, thank you to Walrus for sending this pedal over for me to try. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe and share, and I will see you all very soon.